Welcome, fellow seekers of inner strength, resilience, and wisdom. Are you ready to embark on a journey that will transform your life in 2024? If so, you've come to the right place. In a world filled with chaos, uncertainty, and constant distractions, there exists a timeless philosophy that has withstood the test of time, Stoicism. And in this video, we're diving headfirst into 20 Stoic habits that will empower you, inspire you, and guide you towards a life of purpose and fulfillment. So grab your notepad, buckle up, and get ready to unleash the Stoic within you. Because by the end of this video, you'll be equipped with the tools and mindset to conquer any obstacle, navigate any challenge, and live each day with intention and clarity. Join me as we explore the 20 Stoic habits to practice in 2024 and make this year your most resilient, productive, and fulfilling one yet. Let's dive in. Habit number 1, practice gratitude daily. Gratitude is a fundamental practice in Stoicism, reminding us to acknowledge the abundance in our lives, regardless of circumstances. It's about shifting our focus from what we lack to what we have. This daily ritual of gratitude helps us cultivate a positive mindset and fosters resilience in the face of adversity. Every morning, take a few moments to reflect on the things you're grateful for. It could be as simple as the warmth of sunlight streaming through your window, the aroma of freshly brewed coffee, or the love of family and friends. By starting your day with gratitude, you set a positive tone that can carry you through whatever challenges lie ahead. For example, imagine waking up to a rainy day. Instead of feeling gloomy about the weather, you could express gratitude for the rain nourishing the earth and bringing life to plants and trees. This shift in perspective transforms a seemingly negative situation into an opportunity for appreciation. Throughout the day, whenever you feel stressed or overwhelmed, take a moment to pause and find something to be grateful for. It could be the support of a colleague, the beauty of nature, or even the lessons learned from a difficult experience. By focusing on gratitude, you train your mind to see the silver lining in every situation, no matter how challenging. At the end of the day, before you go to sleep, reflect on the positive moments and experiences you've had. Express gratitude for the opportunities you've had, the lessons you've learned, and the people who have enriched your life. This practice not only promotes a sense of fulfillment but also helps you sleep better, as your mind is focused on positivity rather than worry or stress. An example of this evening reflection might be appreciating a delicious meal shared with loved ones. Even if the day was stressful, taking the time to savor good food and meaningful conversations can remind you of the joy and connection present in your life. In essence, practicing gratitude daily is about training your mind to focus on abundance rather than scarcity. It's a powerful tool for cultivating resilience, fostering inner peace, and finding contentment in the present moment. So, start each day with a grateful heart, and watch as your perspective on life transforms for the better. Habit number 2, embrace what you can't control. Focus your energy on what you can control and let go of what you can't. Acceptance leads to inner peace. In Stoic philosophy, a central teaching is the idea of focusing our efforts and attention only on the things we have control over. This principle, often referred to as the dichotomy of control, emphasizes the importance of accepting the natural limitations of our power and influence. By embracing what we can't control, we free ourselves from unnecessary stress and anxiety, allowing us to cultivate inner peace and resilience. Imagine you're stuck in traffic on your way to an important meeting. Despite your frustration and impatience, you come to realize that the traffic jam is beyond your control. No amount of honking or stressing will make the cars move faster. In this situation, you have two choices. You can continue to dwell on the traffic and become more agitated, or you can accept the situation for what it is and focus on what you can control. You decide to embrace what you can't control by practicing acceptance. You take a deep breath and remind yourself that the traffic jam is a part of life, and getting worked up about it won't change anything. Instead, you focus on what you can control, such as using the extra time to listen to an audiobook, catch up on emails, or simply enjoy some quiet moments of reflection. By accepting the situation and shifting your focus to what you can control, you find a sense of calm amidst the chaos. When you finally arrive at your destination, you're better equipped to handle the meeting with a clear and focused mind, rather than being frazzled and stressed from the commute. This principle of embracing what you can't control extends beyond traffic jams to all aspects of life. Whether it's the weather, other people's opinions, or unexpected events, there will always be things outside of our control. Instead of resisting or fighting against these realities, Stoicism teaches us to accept them with grace and equanimity. For example, consider a situation where you're passed over for a promotion at work. Despite your hard work and dedication, the decision ultimately lies with your boss, and you have no control over it. Rather than dwelling on feelings of resentment or disappointment, you choose to embrace what you can't control by focusing on your response. You decide to view the situation as an opportunity for growth and self-reflection. You ask for feedback from your boss to understand areas where you can improve, and you use this setback as motivation to further develop your skills and expertise. In doing so, you not only maintain your inner peace but also take proactive steps towards personal and professional development. In essence, embracing what you can't control is about recognizing the inherent limitations of our power and choosing to direct our energy towards what we can influence. By accepting life's uncertainties with grace and focusing on our response, we can cultivate a sense of inner peace and resilience that empowers us to navigate life's challenges with strength and clarity. Habit number 3. Live in the present moment. Living in the present moment is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics understood that the only moment we truly have is the present one, and dwelling on the past or worrying about the future only detracts from our ability to fully experience life. By embracing the present moment, we can find greater clarity, contentment, and peace of mind. Imagine you're sitting in a beautiful park on a sunny day. You're surrounded by lush greenery, the sound of birds chirping fills the air, and a gentle breeze rustles through the trees. However, instead of enjoying the tranquility of the moment, your mind is preoccupied with thoughts of the past and future. You find yourself ruminating on past mistakes and regrets. You replay conversations in your head, wishing you had said or done things differently. These thoughts weigh heavily on your mind, causing feelings of guilt and shame. At the same time, you're worrying about the future. You're anxious about upcoming deadlines at work, uncertain about your financial situation, and fearful of what tomorrow might bring. These worries consume your thoughts, leaving you feeling stressed and overwhelmed. In this scenario, you're not truly experiencing the present moment. Your mind is trapped in a cycle of rumination and anxiety, preventing you from fully appreciating the beauty and tranquility around you. Now, imagine taking a deep breath and bringing your awareness back to the present moment. You observe the sights, sounds, and sensations around you with a sense of curiosity and wonder. You feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, listen to the melody of the birdsong, and notice the vibrant colors of the flowers blooming nearby. In this state of presence, you let go of the past and future, allowing yourself to fully immerse in the richness of the present moment. You feel a sense of peace wash over you as you realize that in this moment, everything is okay. There's no need to dwell on the past or worry about the future because all that truly matters is right here, right now. Living in the present moment doesn't mean ignoring the past or neglecting to plan for the future. It simply means that we acknowledge the past as a source of lessons and wisdom, and we approach the future with intention and mindfulness. However, our primary focus remains on the present moment, where life unfolds in all its beauty and complexity. For example, consider a student preparing for a crucial exam. Instead of stressing about past mistakes or worrying about the outcome, they focus their attention on the task at hand. They immerse themselves in their studies, fully engaging with the material and giving it their best effort. By living in the present moment, they're able to concentrate more effectively, retain information better, and ultimately perform at their highest level. In essence, living in the present moment is about embracing life as it unfolds, free from the burdens of the past and anxieties of the future. By cultivating mindfulness and awareness, we can find greater joy, peace, and fulfillment in each moment of our lives. Habit number 4, develop self-awareness. Self-awareness is a foundational practice in Stoicism, as it forms the basis for all other virtues and habits. By developing a deep understanding of ourselves, our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, we can cultivate greater clarity, resilience, and wisdom in our lives. Imagine you're in a situation where you feel overwhelmed with anger. Someone has said or done something that triggers a strong emotional response in you, and you find yourself reacting impulsively, lashing out in frustration. At that moment, you're not fully aware of why you're feeling angry or how your reaction is impacting those around you. Now, imagine practicing self-awareness in this situation. Instead of reacting immediately, you take a step back and observe your thoughts and emotions with curiosity and non-judgment. You ask yourself why you're feeling angry and what underlying beliefs or fears might be contributing to your reaction. Through this process of self-reflection, you realize that your anger is rooted in a sense of injustice. You feel unfairly criticized or misunderstood. You also recognize that your tendency to react impulsively stems from a fear of vulnerability. You're afraid of being hurt or rejected. With this newfound awareness, you're able to respond more intentionally and skillfully to the situation. Rather than lashing out in anger, you choose to communicate calmly and assertively, expressing your feelings and needs in a constructive manner. This not only prevents further conflict, but also fosters greater understanding and connection with the other person. Self-awareness isn't just about understanding our emotions, it also involves recognizing our thoughts and behaviors. For example, suppose you have a tendency to procrastinate on important tasks. By practicing self-awareness, you become aware of the underlying beliefs or habits that contribute to your procrastination, such as fear of failure, perfectionism, or lack of prioritization. With this awareness, you're able to challenge these limiting beliefs and develop strategies to overcome procrastination. You break tasks down into smaller, more manageable steps, set clear deadlines for yourself, and create a supportive environment conducive to productivity. As a result, you become more focused, disciplined, and effective in achieving your goals. In addition to reflecting on our thoughts and emotions, self-awareness also involves observing our behaviors and how they align with our values and goals. For example, suppose you've set a goal to live a healthier lifestyle by exercising regularly and eating nutritious foods. Through self-awareness, you become aware of unhealthy habits or patterns that sabotage your efforts, such as mindless snacking or making excuses to skip workouts. With this awareness, you're able to make conscious choices that support your health and well-being. You cultivate habits like meal prepping, scheduling regular exercise sessions, and practicing mindful eating. As a result, you feel more energized, focused, and fulfilled, knowing that you're living in alignment with your values and aspirations. In essence, self-awareness is the cornerstone of personal growth and transformation. By regularly reflecting on our thoughts, emotions, and actions, we gain deeper insight into ourselves and our lives. This awareness empowers us to respond more skillfully to challenges, cultivate healthier habits, and live with greater purpose and authenticity. Habit number 5, maintain emotional resilience. Emotional resilience is a vital skill in Stoicism, as it enables us to navigate life's challenges with strength, courage, and grace. Rather than being overwhelmed by adversity, Stoics see obstacles as opportunities for growth and self-improvement. By cultivating resilience, we can weather life's storms with resilience and emerge stronger and wiser on the other side. Imagine you're faced with a major setback at work. You've been passed over for a promotion you've been working towards for years. Initially, you feel a wave of disappointment and frustration wash over you. You question your abilities, your worth, and your future prospects. However, instead of succumbing to despair, you choose to view this setback through the lens of Stoic resilience. You remind yourself that setbacks are a natural part of life, and that even the greatest challenges present opportunities for growth and learning. Rather than dwelling on what went wrong or blaming external factors, you focus on what you can control, your response. With this mindset, you approach the situation with a sense of curiosity and determination. You reflect on the feedback you received and identify areas where you can improve and grow. You seek out new learning opportunities, take on challenging projects, and proactively seek feedback from mentors and colleagues. Through this process, you not only bounce back from the setback but also emerge stronger and more resilient than before. You develop new skills, gain valuable insights, and deepen your understanding of yourself and your capabilities. Ultimately, you realize that the setback was a blessing in disguise, a catalyst for growth and self-discovery. Maintaining emotional resilience isn't just about bouncing back from setbacks, it's also about cultivating a mindset of strength and resilience in the face of everyday challenges. For example, suppose you're faced with a difficult conversation with a friend or family member. Rather than avoiding the conversation or reacting defensively, you approach it with openness and courage. You listen actively, express yourself honestly, and seek to understand the other person's perspective. Even if the conversation is uncomfortable or challenging, you remain calm and composed, knowing that every interaction is an opportunity for growth and deeper connection. In addition to facing external challenges, emotional resilience also involves managing our internal struggles, such as negative self-talk, self-doubt, and fear. For example, suppose you're feeling overwhelmed by self-doubt and imposter syndrome in your professional life. Instead of allowing these negative thoughts to paralyze you, you choose to confront them head-on. You challenge your inner critic with evidence of your past successes and strengths. You practice self-compassion and remind yourself that it's okay to make mistakes and to not have all the answers. You take small, deliberate actions towards your goals, building momentum and confidence with each step forward. In essence, maintaining emotional resilience is about embracing life's challenges with courage, strength, and optimism. It's about recognizing that setbacks and obstacles are an inevitable part of the human experience and choosing to face them with resilience and determination. By cultivating this mindset, we can navigate life's ups and downs with grace and emerge stronger, wiser, and more resilient than ever before. Habit number 6. Practice mindfulness meditation. Mindfulness meditation is a cornerstone of Stoic practice, providing a powerful means to cultivate inner peace, clarity of mind, and emotional resilience. By dedicating time each day to quieting the mind and focusing on the present moment, we can develop greater self-awareness, improve our ability to manage stress, and enhance our overall well-being. Imagine starting your day with a simple mindfulness meditation practice. You find a quiet, comfortable space where you won't be disturbed, and you sit down in a relaxed yet alert posture. You close your eyes and bring your attention to your breath, noticing the sensation of the air entering and leaving your nostrils or the rise and fall of your chest and abdomen. As you continue to breathe mindfully, you become aware of the thoughts, emotions, and sensations that arise in your mind and body. Rather than getting caught up in them or trying to push them away, you simply observe them with a sense of curiosity and non-judgment. You acknowledge their presence and then gently return your focus to your breath. In this state of mindfulness, you find a sense of calm and clarity that allows you to start your day with intention and purpose. You feel more grounded and centered, ready to face whatever challenges and opportunities come your way. Now, imagine incorporating mindfulness meditation into your daily routine. Whether it's a short 5-minute session in the morning or a longer practice in the evening, you set aside time each day to nourish your mind and spirit. For example, consider a busy professional who juggles multiple responsibilities and deadlines. Despite their hectic schedule, they prioritize their mental well-being by carving out time for mindfulness meditation each day. During their lunch break, they find a quiet corner in the office or step outside into nature, and they spend 10 minutes practicing mindfulness meditation. They focus on their breath, letting go of the stress and tension accumulated throughout the morning. As they breathe in, they silently recite, breathing in, I calm my body and mind. And as they breathe out, they silently recite, breathing out, I release all tension and stress. Through this practice, they recharge their mental batteries, gaining clarity and perspective that allows them to approach the rest of the day with renewed energy and focus. In addition to daily practice, mindfulness meditation can also be used as a tool to manage stress and cultivate resilience in moments of challenge or difficulty. For example, imagine you're faced with a high-pressure presentation at work. Your heart is racing, your palms are sweaty, and your mind is flooded with thoughts of self-doubt and fear. In this moment, you take a deep breath and bring your attention to the present moment. You ground yourself in the sensations of your breath and the feeling of your feet on the ground. You remind yourself that you're prepared and capable, and that you have the skills and knowledge to succeed. As you continue to breathe mindfully, you feel a sense of calm and confidence wash over you. You step onto the stage with clarity and poise, delivering your presentation with grace and effectiveness. In essence, mindfulness meditation is a powerful tool for cultivating inner peace, clarity, and resilience in our daily lives. By dedicating time each day to quieting the mind and focusing on the present moment, we can develop greater self-awareness, manage stress more effectively, and enhance our overall well-being. Habit number 7, exercise virtue. In Stoicism, virtue is the highest good, and living a virtuous life is essential to achieving eudaimonia, or flourishing. Virtue encompasses a range of qualities, including courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance. By consciously cultivating these virtues in our thoughts, words, and actions, we align ourselves with the natural order of the universe and lead a life of meaning and purpose. Imagine you're faced with a situation where speaking up for what is right requires courage. Perhaps you witness a colleague being unfairly criticized by a supervisor during a team meeting. Despite feeling intimidated and fearful of repercussions, you recognize the importance of standing up for your colleague and speaking out against injustice. In this moment, you embody the virtue of courage by overcoming your fear and taking a stand for what is right. You calmly and assertively address the supervisor, pointing out the unfairness of their remarks and advocating for your colleague. Your actions not only defend your colleague's dignity and integrity but also uphold the principles of fairness and respect within the workplace. Now, imagine another scenario where you're faced with a difficult decision that requires wisdom. Perhaps you're considering whether to accept a job offer that offers a higher salary but requires you to compromise your values and ethics. Despite the allure of financial gain, you recognize that true happiness and fulfillment come from living in alignment with your values and principles. In this moment, you embody the virtue of wisdom by carefully weighing the potential consequences of your decision and considering the long-term impact on your well-being and integrity. You choose to prioritize your values over short-term rewards, ultimately declining the job offer and pursuing opportunities that are more aligned with your principles. In addition to courage and wisdom, exercising virtue also involves practicing justice and temperance in our interactions with others and ourselves. For example, consider a situation where you're tempted to indulge in excessive spending on material possessions, despite knowing that it goes against your financial goals and values. In this moment, you embody the virtue of temperance by practicing self-restraint and moderation. You resist the impulse to make unnecessary purchases and instead choose to prioritize financial responsibility and long-term financial security. By exercising temperance, you cultivate greater self-discipline and resilience, setting yourself up for success in achieving your financial goals. Similarly, embodying the virtue of justice involves treating others with fairness, compassion, and respect. For example, imagine you're in a position of authority at work, responsible for making decisions that impact the livelihoods of your employees. You strive to ensure that your decisions are fair, transparent, and considerate of the well-being of all individuals involved. In conclusion, exercising virtue is at the heart of Stoic philosophy, guiding us to live a life of integrity, purpose, and fulfillment. By embodying virtues like courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance in our thoughts, words, and actions, we align ourselves with the natural order of the universe and contribute to the greater good of humanity. Whether it's standing up for what is right, making wise decisions, practicing self-restraint, or treating others with fairness and compassion, embodying virtue enables us to lead a life of meaning and purpose. Habit number 8. Choose your reactions wisely. One of the fundamental teachings of Stoicism is the understanding that while we may not always have control over external events, we do have control over our internal reactions to those events. This principle is often encapsulated in the famous Stoic maxim, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Imagine you're faced with a challenging situation at work. A project you've been working on for months is suddenly derailed due to unforeseen circumstances, putting deadlines at risk and causing frustration among team members. Initially, you feel a surge of anger and frustration, wanting to lash out or assign blame. In this moment, you pause and remember the Stoic teaching on choosing your reactions wisely. You realize that while you can't control the external circumstances, you can control your response. Instead of reacting impulsively, you take a deep breath and assess the situation with clarity and perspective. You choose to respond with calmness and resilience, focusing on finding solutions rather than dwelling on the problem. You gather your team together, acknowledge the challenges, and encourage open communication and collaboration to brainstorm alternative approaches. By choosing to respond in this way, you not only diffuse tension within the team but also set a positive example for others to follow. Now, imagine another scenario where you receive constructive criticism from a colleague on a project you've been working on. Initially, you feel defensive and hurt, interpreting the feedback as a personal attack on your abilities. However, you remind yourself of the Stoic principle of choosing your reactions wisely. Instead of reacting defensively or dismissing the feedback, you choose to respond with openness and humility. You thank your colleague for their input and express gratitude for the opportunity to learn and improve. You ask clarifying questions to better understand their perspective and identify areas where you can make adjustments. By choosing to respond in this way, you not only foster a culture of constructive feedback and continuous improvement, but also demonstrate emotional maturity and resilience. In addition to challenging situations, choosing your reactions wisely also applies to everyday interactions and experiences. For example, imagine you're stuck in traffic on your way to an important appointment. Instead of succumbing to frustration and road rage, you choose to respond with patience and acceptance. You remind yourself that getting angry or stressed won't make the traffic move any faster. Instead, you use the time stuck in traffic as an opportunity to listen to an audiobook, catch up on podcasts, or practice mindfulness meditation. By choosing to respond in this way, you transform a potentially stressful situation into a moment of peace and self-improvement. In essence, choosing your reactions wisely is about taking ownership of your emotions and responses to external events. It's about recognizing that while we may not always have control over what happens to us, we always have control over how we choose to respond. By cultivating mindfulness, emotional intelligence, and resilience, we can choose to respond to life's challenges with wisdom, grace, and inner peace. Habit number 9. Constantly seek wisdom. Seeking wisdom is a central tenet of Stoicism, emphasizing the importance of continuous learning and personal growth. The Stoics believed that wisdom was essential for navigating life's challenges with clarity, understanding, and virtue. By actively seeking wisdom from a variety of sources, we can broaden our perspectives, deepen our understanding of the world, and live more fulfilling lives. Imagine you're on a journey of self-discovery and personal growth, and seeking wisdom is your compass guiding you along the way. You start by delving into the writings of ancient Stoic philosophers like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, absorbing their timeless wisdom on topics such as resilience, virtue, and the nature of the human condition. Through their teachings, you gain insight into practical strategies for managing your emotions, overcoming adversity, and living a life of purpose and meaning. You internalize their lessons on the importance of virtue, self-discipline, and the pursuit of excellence in all aspects of life. Now, imagine you're seeking wisdom not only from philosophical texts but also from real-life mentors and role models. You identify individuals who embody the qualities and virtues you admire, whether it's a respected leader in your field, a wise family member, or a mentor who has walked a similar path. You seek out opportunities to learn from these mentors, whether it's through one-on-one conversations, attending workshops or seminars, or simply observing their actions and behaviors. You ask for guidance, advice, and feedback, humbly acknowledging that wisdom is a journey, and you have much to learn from those who have gone before you. For example, suppose you're a young entrepreneur looking to build a successful business. You seek out a mentor who has years of experience in your industry and has successfully navigated the challenges you're facing. You schedule regular meetings with them to seek their advice, share your ideas, and learn from their insights and experiences. Through your mentorship, you gain valuable wisdom on topics such as leadership, decision-making, and resilience. You learn how to navigate the complexities of entrepreneurship with confidence and clarity, avoiding common pitfalls and leveraging opportunities for growth. In addition to learning from books and mentors, seeking wisdom also involves embracing the lessons and insights that life itself has to offer. For example, imagine you're faced with a difficult decision that requires you to choose between two equally appealing options. Rather than relying solely on external advice or analysis, you pause and reflect on your own experiences, values, and intuition. You consider the lessons you've learned from past successes and failures, trusting in your own judgment and wisdom to guide you forward. By seeking wisdom constantly, you cultivate a growth mindset and a thirst for knowledge that propels you forward on your journey of self-discovery and personal growth. Whether it's from ancient texts, wise mentors, or the lessons of life itself, wisdom is a lifelong pursuit that enriches our lives and helps us navigate the complexities of the human experience with clarity, understanding, and virtue. Habit number 10. Practice detachment. Detachment is a key concept in Stoicism, emphasizing the importance of not becoming overly attached to external outcomes, possessions, or circumstances. Instead, Stoics advocate for focusing on what is within our control, the thoughts, emotions, and actions, and accepting with equanimity whatever happens outside of our control. Imagine you're deeply invested in a personal goal, such as getting a promotion at work. You've worked hard, put in extra hours, and done everything in your power to make it happen. However, despite your efforts, the promotion goes to someone else. At this moment, you have a choice. You can either become consumed by disappointment, frustration, and resentment, or you can practice detachment and accept the outcome with equanimity. By practicing detachment, you acknowledge that while you can control your actions and efforts, you cannot control the decisions of others or external circumstances. You recognize that your worth and identity are not defined by external achievements or accolades, but by your inner virtues and values. With this mindset, you let go of your attachment to the promotion and find peace in accepting the natural flow of life. You congratulate the person who received the promotion, genuinely wishing them success, and you reflect on the lessons learned and the opportunities for growth that this experience has provided. Now, let's consider another example where detachment can be applied in personal relationships. Suppose you're in a romantic relationship that is experiencing difficulties. Despite your best efforts to communicate, compromise, and work through the issues, the relationship ultimately comes to an end. At this moment, you have a choice. You can cling to the past, holding onto feelings of anger, sadness, and resentment, or you can practice detachment and accept the end of the relationship with grace and acceptance. By practicing detachment, you acknowledge that while you can control your actions and responses, you cannot control the feelings or choices of others. You recognize that holding on to bitterness or regret will only prolong your suffering and prevent you from moving forward. Once again, with the Stoic mindset, you let go of your attachment to the relationship and find peace in accepting the natural ebb and flow of human connections. You express gratitude for the good times shared, forgive any hurts or grievances, and wish your former partner well on their journey. In addition to personal goals and relationships, detachment can also be applied to material possessions and external circumstances. For example, imagine you own a valuable antique watch that has been passed down through generations in your family. One day, the watch is stolen, and despite your best efforts, it cannot be recovered. At this moment, you have a choice. You can become consumed by anger, sadness, and a sense of loss, or you can practice detachment and accept the situation with equanimity. By practicing detachment, you acknowledge that while the watch held sentimental value, it was ultimately just a material possession and not essential to your happiness or well-being. You recognize that attaching your sense of identity or worth to material things only leads to suffering and dissatisfaction. And once again, with this Stoic mindset, you let go of your attachment to the watch and find peace in accepting the impermanence of material possessions. You focus on the memories and experiences shared with your loved ones, rather than the loss of a physical object. In conclusion, practicing detachment is about letting go of attachments to things outside of our control and finding inner peace in accepting the natural flow of life. Whether it's accepting outcomes that don't meet our expectations, navigating the complexities of relationships, or letting go of material possessions, detachment enables us to live with greater equanimity, resilience, and contentment. Habit number 11, face your fear. Face your fears is another fundamental and noteworthy teaching of Stoicism. To fully understand and apply this habit, we must delve into its essence and explore how it can be manifested in our lives. Facing one's fears is not merely an act of courage, it is a deliberate choice to confront the obstacles that stand in the way of our growth and happiness. In Stoicism, fear is seen as a natural response to perceived threats or uncertainties, but it is also recognized as a barrier to living a fulfilling life. By acknowledging our fears and confronting them head-on, we reclaim our power and autonomy over our emotions and actions. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." This statement highlights the Stoic understanding that our fears are often magnified by our minds, leading to unnecessary suffering. When we avoid facing our fears, we allow them to control us, limiting our potential and hindering our progress. To illustrate this principle, let's consider the example of Tina, a talented musician who dreams of performing in front of large audiences. However, Tina struggles with stage fright, a fear that has prevented her from pursuing her passion to its fullest extent. Whenever she thinks about performing in public, she experiences overwhelming anxiety, imagining the worst-case scenarios of forgetting her lines or making mistakes in front of the audience. Despite her fear, Tina decides to apply the Stoic principle of facing her fears. Instead of avoiding performance opportunities, she actively seeks them out, starting with small, intimate gatherings of friends and family. With each performance, Tina confronts her anxiety and learns to manage her fear through preparation and practice. As Tina continues to face her fears, her confidence grows, and she gradually expands her comfort zone. She joins a local band and begins performing at small venues, gradually working her way up to larger stages. Along the way, she encounters setbacks and challenges, but she perseveres, drawing strength from her Stoic mindset. Through her journey, Tina learns that fear is not an insurmountable obstacle but a natural part of the human experience. By facing her fears, she discovers a newfound sense of resilience and self-assurance, allowing her to live a more fulfilling and authentic life. In addition to personal growth, the Stoic principle of facing fears also has broader implications for society as a whole. In times of uncertainty or crisis, individuals and communities must confront their fears rather than succumb to panic or despair. By embracing challenges with courage and resilience, we can overcome adversity and emerge stronger than before. In conclusion, the Stoic principle of facing fears is a powerful reminder of our capacity for growth and self-mastery. By acknowledging and confronting our fears, we can break free from their grip and live with courage, resilience, and purpose. Like Tina, we can transform our fears into opportunities for growth and become the architects of our own destiny. Habit number 12, focus on what's within your power. Among the core tenets of Stoicism, focus on what's within your power stands out as a guiding principle that emphasizes the importance of directing our attention and efforts towards things we can control, while letting go of those we cannot. To grasp the depth of this principle, let's explore its essence and implications, accompanied by an illustrative example. At its core, Stoicism teaches us that much of our suffering comes from trying to control things beyond our influence. By focusing on what's within our power, we cultivate a mindset of resilience, self-awareness, and inner peace. This principle is beautifully encapsulated in the writings of the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, who said, "Some things are within our power, while others are not." Within our power are opinion, motivation, desire, aversion, and, in a word, whatever is of our own doing. Not within our power are our body, our property, reputation, office, and, in a word, whatever is not of our own doing. To better understand this principle, let's consider the example of Alex, a young professional navigating the competitive world of corporate finance. Alex is ambitious and hardworking, but he often finds himself stressed and anxious about factors beyond his control, such as office politics, market fluctuations, and the decisions of his superiors. Despite his best efforts, Alex cannot change the behavior of his colleagues or predict the unpredictable nature of financial markets. However, he can control his own actions, attitudes, and responses to these external circumstances. Applying the Stoic principle, Alex decides to focus on what's within his power, his work ethic, his ability to learn and adapt, and his commitment to personal growth. Instead of wasting energy worrying about factors beyond his control, Alex channels his efforts into honing his skills and delivering high-quality work. He focuses on building positive relationships with his colleagues, cultivating a supportive network within the organization. When faced with setbacks or challenges, Alex maintains a Stoic mindset, viewing them as opportunities for learning and growth rather than insurmountable obstacles. As a result of his focus on what's within his power, Alex experiences a transformation in both his professional and personal life. He becomes known for his reliability, integrity, and resilience in the face of adversity. While he cannot control the outcomes of his efforts, he takes pride in knowing that he has done everything within his power to succeed. Moreover, Alex's newfound mindset extends beyond the workplace. In his personal life, he applies the Stoic principle to cultivate gratitude for the things he has, rather than dwelling on what he lacks. He nurtures his relationships with friends and family, recognizing that these connections are among life's most precious gifts. By focusing on what's within his power, Alex embodies the Stoic ideal of living in accordance with nature. He accepts the inherent uncertainty of life while taking responsibility for his own thoughts, actions, and emotions. In doing so, he discovers a sense of inner peace and contentment that transcends external circumstances. In a world filled with distractions and uncertainties, the Stoic principle of focusing on what's within your power offers a timeless lesson in self-mastery and resilience. Like Alex, we can choose to direct our attention and efforts towards the things we can control, letting go of futile attempts to manipulate the uncontrollable. In doing so, we can cultivate a life of purpose, fulfillment, and inner tranquility. Habit number 13, embrace impermanence. The Stoic habit to Embrace impermanence stands out as a powerful reminder of the transient nature of existence and the importance of cultivating acceptance and resilience in the face of change. At its core, Stoicism teaches us to recognize that everything in life is impermanent. This includes not only the physical world around us, but also our own thoughts, emotions, and experiences. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius eloquently captures this sentiment in his Meditations, stating, "Everything is ephemeral, both what remembers and what is remembered." To illustrate the principle of embracing impermanence, let's consider the example of Maya, a successful entrepreneur who built a thriving tech startup from the ground up. Maya poured her heart and soul into her business, overcoming numerous obstacles and setbacks along the way. She achieved considerable success, earning recognition and acclaim within her industry. However, despite her achievements, Maya soon found herself grappling with a profound sense of discontent and restlessness. She became consumed by fears of losing everything she had worked so hard to build, clinging desperately to the illusion of permanence. Then, Maya discovered the teachings of Stoicism, particularly the principle of embracing impermanence. She realized that her fear of loss was rooted in a fundamental misunderstanding of the nature of reality. Nothing in life is permanent, neither success nor failure, joy nor sorrow. By clinging to the past or worrying about the future, Maya was only causing herself unnecessary suffering. Inspired by Stoic philosophy, Maya began to cultivate a mindset of acceptance and equanimity. She learned to embrace the impermanence of her business and the inevitable changes that come with it. Instead of resisting the natural ebb and flow of life, Maya chose to surrender to the present moment, finding beauty and meaning in the fleeting experiences of each day. As Maya embraced impermanence, she discovered a newfound sense of freedom and inner peace. She no longer felt shackled by the relentless pursuit of success or paralyzed by the fear of failure. Instead, she approached her work with a sense of curiosity and detachment, recognizing that both triumphs and setbacks were simply part of the ever-changing tapestry of life. Moreover, Maya's newfound perspective extended beyond her professional life and permeated every aspect of her existence. She learned to cherish each moment with her loved ones, knowing that life's precious moments are fleeting. She savored the beauty of nature, finding solace in the timeless rhythms of the natural world. By embracing impermanence, Maya transformed her relationship with life itself. She realized that true happiness does not come from clinging to external circumstances, but from cultivating an inner sense of peace and contentment. In the words of the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, "Do not seek for things to happen the way you want them to, rather, wish that what happens happen the way it happens, then you will be happy." In a world characterized by constant change and uncertainty, the Stoic principle of embracing impermanence offers a profound antidote to the anxieties and stresses of modern life. Like Maya, we can choose to embrace the impermanent nature of existence, finding liberation and serenity in the acceptance of life's inevitable flux. Habit number 14, practice empathy. Stoicism teaches us to practice empathy, not merely as a moral duty but as a means to achieve inner peace and harmony with the universe. Empathy, in the Stoic context, is a recognition of our shared humanity and interconnectedness. It is the understanding that all beings are part of the same rational cosmos, subject to the same natural laws and vulnerable to the same trials and tribulations. When we practice empathy, we cultivate a sense of kinship with others, realizing that their joys and sorrows, triumphs and struggles, are fundamentally no different from our own. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius famously wrote, "What injures the hive, injures the bee." This simple analogy captures the essence of Stoic empathy, the recognition that our individual well-being is inseparable from the well-being of the whole community. Just as a bee's fate is tied to the health of its hive, so too is our fate tied to the welfare of humanity. When we empathize with others, we understand that their suffering diminishes us, just as their joy uplifts us. Empathy in Stoicism is not limited to fellow humans but extends to all living beings. The Stoics believed in the unity of nature, seeing the entire cosmos as a single, interconnected web of existence. Thus, to practice empathy is to recognize our kinship not only with our fellow humans, but with all creatures. This recognition fosters a deep sense of compassion and responsibility towards the world around us, motivating us to act with kindness and benevolence. However, Stoic empathy is not mere sentimentality or emotionalism. It is grounded in reason and guided by wisdom. The Stoics emphasized the importance of rationality in understanding and responding to the suffering of others. Instead of being overwhelmed by emotions, they advocated for a calm and measured approach to empathetic engagement. This rational empathy enables us to see things as they truly are, to discern the underlying causes of suffering, and to respond with wisdom and effectiveness. Moreover, Stoic empathy does not mean indulging in pity or sorrow for others' misfortunes. Instead, it teaches us to respond with courage and resilience. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of maintaining our inner tranquility even in the face of the most challenging circumstances. By practicing empathy, we learn to cultivate a mindset of acceptance and equanimity, accepting the inevitability of suffering while striving to alleviate it wherever possible. In summary, the Stoic principle of practicing empathy is a profound call to recognize our interconnectedness with all beings and to respond with compassion, wisdom, and resilience. It teaches us to view the world with a clear and rational eye, to understand the suffering of others, and to act with kindness and benevolence. By embracing empathy, we not only fulfill our moral duty as human beings, but also find greater peace and harmony within ourselves and with the universe. Habit number 15, find joy in simplicity. The Stoic habit of finding joy in simplicity is a profound teaching that encourages us to cultivate contentment and happiness through a life of moderation and appreciation for the essentials. Rooted in the ancient philosophy of Stoicism, this principle invites us to embrace simplicity as a pathway to inner peace and fulfillment, freeing ourselves from the endless pursuit of material wealth and external validation. At its core, finding joy in simplicity means recognizing that true happiness does not come from the accumulation of possessions or the pursuit of pleasure, but from a deep sense of inner tranquility and gratitude for the present moment. The Stoics believed that excessive desires and attachments only lead to suffering, as they tether us to the fleeting and often uncontrollable aspects of life. By simplifying our needs and desires, we can liberate ourselves from this cycle of discontent and find lasting contentment. One example of finding joy in simplicity comes from the life of Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher. Despite being born into slavery, Epictetus found profound happiness and inner peace through his commitment to Stoic principles. He lived a simple life, possessing only the bare necessities and finding contentment in the practice of virtue and the pursuit of wisdom. Epictetus famously said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." In today's world, finding joy in simplicity can be seen in various aspects of life, from material possessions to daily habits and relationships. For instance, instead of constantly seeking the latest gadgets or luxury items, one can find joy in the simplicity of owning only what is truly necessary and appreciating the beauty in simplicity. This might mean decluttering one's living space, simplifying one's wardrobe, or embracing minimalist principles in consumption. Moreover, finding joy in simplicity extends beyond material possessions to the way we live our lives. It involves simplifying our routines, focusing on what truly matters, and letting go of unnecessary distractions. For example, instead of filling our schedules with endless commitments and obligations, we can find joy in simplicity by prioritizing our time and energy on activities that bring us fulfillment and meaning, such as spending time with loved ones, pursuing hobbies, or engaging in acts of kindness and service. Another example of finding joy in simplicity is in our approach to relationships. Instead of seeking validation and approval from others or pursuing shallow connections based on status or wealth, we can find joy in the simplicity of genuine human connections built on mutual respect, understanding, and empathy. This might involve spending quality time with friends and family, nurturing meaningful relationships, and appreciating the beauty of human connection. Ultimately, finding joy in simplicity is about embracing a mindset of gratitude and appreciation for the abundance that surrounds us, even in the most ordinary moments of life. It's about recognizing that true happiness is not found in the pursuit of external pleasures or the accumulation of wealth, but in the simplicity of living in alignment with our values and finding contentment in the present moment. By embracing simplicity, we can cultivate a deeper sense of inner peace, fulfillment, and joy in our lives. Habit number 16. Practice negative visualization. The Stoic habit of practicing negative visualization is a powerful technique aimed at cultivating resilience, gratitude, and a deeper appreciation for life's blessings. Rooted in the ancient philosophy of Stoicism, this practice involves imagining the worst-case scenarios in our lives, not to induce fear or anxiety, but to prepare ourselves mentally and emotionally for adversity, and to foster a profound sense of gratitude for what we have. At its core, negative visualization encourages us to confront our fears and anxieties by visualizing the loss or absence of the things we hold dear. By contemplating the possibility of losing our loved ones, our possessions, or our health, we can develop a greater resilience and appreciation for the present moment. One of the most famous examples of negative visualization comes from the Stoic philosopher Seneca. In his letters to Lucilius, Seneca frequently discusses the importance of contemplating our mortality and the impermanence of all things. He writes, "Set aside a certain number of days, during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself the while, 'Is this the condition that I feared?'" In modern terms, negative visualization might involve imagining losing your job, your home, or your health. By mentally preparing for these scenarios, we can develop a greater resilience and resourcefulness in the face of adversity. Moreover, negative visualization helps us appreciate the things we often take for granted, such as our relationships, our possessions, and our health. For example, imagine you have a stable job and a comfortable home. By practicing negative visualization, you might imagine losing your job and being unable to pay your bills, or losing your home due to a natural disaster. While these scenarios may be distressing to think about, they can also help you recognize the fragility of your current situation and the importance of being grateful for what you have. Negative visualization also helps us overcome the hedonic treadmill, the tendency to adapt to positive circumstances and constantly seek more. By imagining the loss of our possessions or achievements, we can cultivate a greater sense of contentment and gratitude for what we already possess. Moreover, negative visualization fosters a sense of empathy and compassion towards others. By contemplating the suffering and struggles of others, we can develop a greater understanding and appreciation for the challenges they face. This can inspire us to act with kindness and generosity towards others, knowing that their struggles could easily be our own. Furthermore, negative visualization can be a source of motivation and inspiration. By confronting our fears and anxieties, we can develop a greater sense of courage and determination to overcome obstacles in our lives. Instead of being paralyzed by fear, we can use negative visualization as a tool to empower ourselves and take proactive steps towards achieving our goals. In summary, the practice of negative visualization is a powerful technique for cultivating resilience, gratitude, and a deeper appreciation for life's blessings. By imagining the worst-case scenarios and confronting our fears, we can develop a greater sense of resilience and resourcefulness in the face of adversity. Moreover, negative visualization helps us overcome the hedonic treadmill, fosters empathy and compassion towards others, and serves as a source of motivation and inspiration in our lives. Habit number 17. Take responsibility for your life. The Stoic habit of taking responsibility for your life is a foundational concept that empowers individuals to acknowledge their agency in shaping their own destinies. Rooted in the ancient philosophy of Stoicism, this principle emphasizes self-awareness, self-discipline, and the recognition of one's ability to control their thoughts, actions, and responses to external events. At its core, taking responsibility for your life means accepting ownership of your choices, actions, and outcomes. Instead of blaming external circumstances or other people for your situation, you recognize that you have the power to determine your own path in life. This mindset shift is liberating because it enables you to break free from the victim mentality and take proactive steps towards achieving your goals and living a fulfilling life. One of the key Stoic teachings on taking responsibility comes from Epictetus. He famously said, "We are disturbed not by events, but by the views which we take of them." This statement encapsulates the Stoic belief that it is not external events themselves that cause us distress, but rather our interpretations and responses to those events. By taking responsibility for our thoughts and reactions, we can maintain inner peace and tranquility even in the face of adversity. An example of taking responsibility for your life can be seen in the story of Nelson Mandela. Despite enduring 27 years of imprisonment under the apartheid regime in South Africa, Mandela refused to succumb to bitterness or resentment. Instead, he chose to take responsibility for his own destiny by focusing on forgiveness, reconciliation, and the pursuit of justice. Mandela's unwavering commitment to his principles ultimately led to the end of apartheid and his election as the first black president of South Africa. In modern terms, taking responsibility for your life involves several key principles. Let's discuss them one by one. Number 1, self-awareness. This is the foundation of taking responsibility. It requires honest introspection and an understanding of your strengths, weaknesses, values, and goals. By knowing yourself, you can make informed decisions and take actions aligned with your values and aspirations. Number 2, self-discipline. Taking responsibility requires discipline and self-control. It means making choices that may be difficult or uncomfortable in the short term, but are ultimately in line with your long-term goals and values. This might involve developing healthy habits, managing your time effectively, and resisting impulses that detract from your well-being. Number 3, accountability. Taking responsibility means owning up to your mistakes and shortcomings. Instead of making excuses or blaming others, you acknowledge your role in any setbacks or failures and take steps to learn and grow from them. This might involve apologizing when you've wronged someone, making amends, and committing to do better in the future. Number 4, adaptability. Life is unpredictable, and taking responsibility means adapting to change and uncertainty. It involves embracing challenges as opportunities for growth, rather than as obstacles to be avoided. This might mean seeking out new opportunities, learning from setbacks, and adjusting your plans when necessary. Number 5, gratitude. Finally, taking responsibility involves cultivating a sense of gratitude for the opportunities, relationships, and experiences in your life. By appreciating what you have, rather than focusing on what you lack, you can find contentment and fulfillment in the present moment. In summary, the Stoic principle of taking responsibility for your life empowers individuals to recognize their agency in shaping their own destinies. By cultivating self-awareness, self-discipline, accountability, adaptability, and gratitude, you can take proactive steps towards living a meaningful and fulfilling life, regardless of external circumstances. Like Mandela, you have the power to choose your response to life's challenges and to create a life that reflects your values and aspirations. The Stoic habit of serving others selflessly is a profound teaching that emphasizes the importance of compassion, altruism, and contributing to the well-being of society. Rooted in the ancient philosophy of Stoicism, this principle encourages individuals to transcend their own self-interest and find fulfillment in acts of kindness, generosity, and service to others. The name says it all. Serving others selflessly means prioritizing the welfare of others above one's own desires and needs. It involves acting with kindness, empathy, and compassion towards all beings, regardless of their status, background, or beliefs. This mindset shift from self-centeredness to other-centeredness is central to Stoic ethics, as it fosters a sense of interconnectedness and community among individuals. One of the key Stoic teachings on serving others comes from the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius. In his Meditations, Aurelius writes, "The best way to get something done is to just do it. The best way to live a good life is to act on your most genuine impulses." This statement highlights the Stoic belief that true fulfillment comes from living in accordance with our highest principles, including the virtue of benevolence towards others. An example of serving others selflessly can be seen in the life of Mother Teresa. Despite facing numerous challenges and obstacles, Mother Teresa dedicated her life to serving the poorest of the poor in Calcutta, India. She founded the Missionaries of Charity, a religious congregation dedicated to helping those in need, and spent decades providing food, shelter, and medical care to the sick and destitute. Mother Teresa's selfless service inspired millions around the world and earned her numerous awards, including the Nobel Peace Prize. In summary, the Stoic principle of serving others selflessly is a powerful reminder of the importance of compassion, altruism, and contributing to the well-being of society. By cultivating compassion, empathy, generosity, humility, and commitment, we can make a meaningful difference in the lives of others and contribute to a more compassionate and harmonious world. Like Mother Teresa, we have the power to serve others selflessly and create a lasting legacy of love and compassion for future generations. Habit number 19, live in alignment with nature. The Stoic habit live in alignment with nature is a fundamental concept that lies at the heart of Stoic philosophy. Developed by ancient philosophers such as Zeno of Citium, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius, this principle offers a profound guide for living a life of virtue, tranquility, and fulfillment. Living in alignment with nature doesn't mean simply going out into the wilderness and communing with the trees, although that's not a bad idea. Rather, it's about understanding and accepting the natural order of the universe and shaping our lives in accordance with it. At its core, the Stoic concept of nature refers to the rational order that governs the cosmos. This order encompasses both the physical laws of the universe and the inherent rationality present in human beings. Stoics believe that everything in the universe, including human beings, is interconnected and governed by this rational order. One key aspect of living in alignment with nature is understanding the distinction between what is within our control and what is not. Epictetus famously wrote, "Some things are within our power, while others are not." According to Stoic philosophy, we should focus our efforts and attention on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, while accepting with equanimity those things that are beyond our control, such as external events and other people's actions. This principle encourages us to cultivate inner virtues such as wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline. By developing these virtues, we align ourselves with the rational order of the universe, living in harmony with our true nature as rational beings. For example, wisdom enables us to discern what is truly important in life, while courage gives us the strength to face challenges with resilience and determination. Living in alignment with nature also means recognizing the impermanent and transient nature of the external world. The Stoics emphasize the concept of amor fati, or love of fate, which involves accepting and embracing whatever happens to us as necessary and beneficial for our growth and development. Instead of resisting or lamenting change, we should embrace it as an opportunity for learning and adaptation. Furthermore, Stoicism teaches us to cultivate an attitude of gratitude and contentment, regardless of our external circumstances. By focusing on what we have rather than what we lack, we can find joy and fulfillment in the present moment. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." Living in alignment with nature also involves living in harmony with other human beings. Stoics emphasize the importance of social virtue, advocating for kindness, empathy, and cooperation in our interactions with others. By treating others with respect and compassion, we contribute to the well-being of society as a whole, creating a more harmonious and just world. In conclusion, the Stoic principle of living in alignment with nature offers a profound guide for living a life of virtue, tranquility, and fulfillment. By understanding and accepting the rational order of the universe, cultivating inner virtues, embracing change, practicing gratitude, and fostering harmonious relationships with others, we can lead lives that are truly in harmony with our own nature and the nature of the cosmos. Habit number 20. Remember your mortality. Finally, the Stoic principle, remember your mortality, is a powerful reminder of the impermanence of life and the importance of living each moment with intention and purpose. This principle, deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, encourages us to confront the reality of our own mortality and use it as a catalyst for living a meaningful and fulfilling life. At its core, remember your mortality serves as a wake-up call, urging us to recognize the fleeting nature of our existence. Instead of denying or avoiding thoughts of death, Stoicism encourages us to embrace them as a means of gaining perspective and clarity about what truly matters. One of the most famous Stoic exercises related to this principle is the contemplation of death. Stoics would regularly reflect on the fact that life is transient and that death is inevitable for all living beings. This practice is not meant to induce fear or despair, but rather to instill a sense of urgency and purpose in our lives. By acknowledging our own mortality, we are reminded to make the most of the time we have and to focus on what is truly important. For example, imagine a successful businessman named John who spends most of his time chasing after material wealth and social status. Despite his achievements, John often feels a sense of emptiness and dissatisfaction in his life. One day, John receives news that a close friend has passed away suddenly. This unexpected loss shocks John and forces him to confront his own mortality. As John reflects on the fragility of life, he begins to reassess his priorities and values. He realizes that his relentless pursuit of wealth and status has left him feeling disconnected from his loved ones and from his own sense of purpose. Inspired by the Stoic principle of remembering his mortality, John decides to make some changes in his life. He starts by spending more quality time with his family and friends, nurturing his relationships and creating lasting memories. Instead of being consumed by work, John learns to appreciate the simple joys of life, such as watching the sunset or taking a leisurely walk in nature. He also becomes more involved in charitable activities, using his resources to make a positive impact in his community. By embracing the reality of his own mortality, John undergoes a profound transformation. He no longer fears death, but sees it as a natural part of the human experience. This shift in perspective frees him from the anxiety and stress that once plagued him, allowing him to live more fully in the present moment. John's story illustrates how the Stoic principle of remembering one's mortality can lead to a deeper appreciation for life and a greater sense of fulfillment. By confronting the inevitability of death, we are inspired to live with intention, to cherish our relationships, and to pursue what truly matters to us. In conclusion, remember your mortality challenges us to confront the reality of our own finitude and to live each day as if it were our last. By embracing this principle, we can find meaning and purpose in our lives, making the most of the time we have and leaving behind a legacy that reflects our values and aspirations. And now it's time we part ways. If you would like to watch more videos like this one, then feel free to subscribe, share this helpful video with your friends or loved ones, drop a like, take it easy, and I will see you soon.